All right, so thank you for tuning in to today's conversation. We're going to be having a quick little coffee chat with the amazing Dominick Domasky and Julie Lokun, and I'm going to be asking them a few questions. Girl power! Love it! So actually, my first question is for you, Julie, which is you are the mastermind behind Cre8tive Con and all things creative. So how would you describe Cre8tive Con and what inspired the vision for it or the idea for it?
Well, to be honest, Lauren inspired the vision. Dom inspired the vision. Susie, Tom, Lily, Brian, Cassie, you inspired the vision because what I know as just meeting a collective of people who are creative entrepreneurs who don't know where to go, who know they have a voice, who don't know exactly how to build that voice, to build their brand, to build their position as an expert on whatever you do. If you're an author, if you're a podcaster, if you are a business owner, if you are a public speaker, it can get so isolating. So yes, Lauren, Dom, you are the reason why we are all doing this.
Thank you so much. Dominick, is there anything that you want to add on to that? Otherwise, I
How
can.
could how could I top such a beautiful answer like that? I think me and Julie have met so many people, like she's saying, so many inspirational people out there, so many people making a difference with their message, so many people making an impact. And it became a thing where we saw that maybe could they write their message and articulate it in a way that got them out to more people. Maybe they could be on video, and that was a way strategy they hadn't utilized at that point. Maybe it was podcast, maybe it was film, all these things. And we thought, wait, these are all important. These people are so inspirational. Could we find a group of people to create this community? And that's what's amazing about it. I think this idea came, and then the community took it and ran. So we are, what do you call that when you just like you hold something precious but other people take it and run with it? I think that's what
That's the secret to building a community, Dom, and we both know this. It's when you don't have to be in charge anymore. Everybody else is doing all the work for you. That's when you have a true community, like here at Cre8tive Con, for sure.
Yeah,
well
almost
said.
like the snowball effect, almost like you pack it enough just so it can kind of start to roll on its own and people kind of.
Yeah, and then get out of the way, get out of the way. Because
Yeah.
if me or Julie started saying, wait, well, maybe it's better if it goes in this direction. Maybe it's better. Let's just let it grow naturally. And that's what's going on right now.
I love that. What a great analogy. That's such a great way to describe a community or yeah, a growing community. My next question, and the rest of these are for both of you, is what's one of the biggest things that you want people to know about Cre8tive Con, if it isn't anything that you've explained already?
But Julie's making poses, so I think she should answer first. Go on.
That was a pose for you to answer first.
Well, I'm above you on the screen. Okay, so
Oh, you are?
yeah,
That's so weird. Then I'm gonna go like this.
One thing that I was so proud of in year one of Cre8tive Con. So we created this event and invite people, and a lot of people ended up showing, and you don't know year one if anybody's going to show. You might have an event where nobody shows and everybody hates it. That's not what happened. So we had this event, and all of a sudden all these people showed, and they were smiling and they were engaged and they were talking to each other and they were getting to know each other. So the thing that I'm very proud of is that there was no velvet rope. Every speaker went to workshops. The speakers watched other presenters. Maybe a speaker wanted to know more about how to upload podcast or how to find a publisher. And then you would see them sitting right beside you, and you got to actually have real relationships. You weren't barred off from them. And now I see people like that came to Cre8tive Con having their own meetups. And I'm like, what about me? But that's how much it evolves. So that's what I'm proud of.
Julie,
Hey,
anything
are
to
you
add on to
wearing your
that?
Cre8tive Con? Are you wearing your Cre8tive Con? I knew it.
I am.
Swag.
Just for this event.
I love that you have that actually. And there are new versions coming out, so yours is going to be worth a lot of money when this goes crazy. And I've been involved with the VCon conference and a correspondent for VCon here 2025, which is Gary Vaynerchuk, and he inspires me a lot, seriously, just about how he does everything, and he does things to activate your creativity. He has a lot of out of the box kind of ways to engage his audience. And I think I'm just putting this out there. Gary Vee is going to be at Cre8tive Con, probably, I'm going to say the fourth iteration, because we need to give him some time. It'll
I love
happen.
it.
Trust me, anything I put in my mind, it will happen.
That's awesome. So I guess my follow-up question is, why is something like this needed now? Why is it so important that people come to it this year or next year? Why is Cre8tive Con so important? What kind of gap is it filling?
It's so isolating doing what we're doing. It's isolating building businesses. And we've gone through the pandemic already. That's an easy answer. Oh, we're isolated, but we still are isolated. The economy is always something people are worried about. How many of you right now that are listening are doing that 9 to 5 job that is not giving you that satisfaction and joy that you know you need in your life? And it truly is something that is so freeing to ignite our creativity. And creativity is so underestimated, right, Dom? Right, Lauren? So it is part of, I think, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. We need to be creative to get into that flow state. We need to be in that place where we feel we are leaving our mark by doing what we do best. And it looks so differently with so many people. So I'd love to know your thoughts.
Who knew Julie was going to bust out Maslow's hierarchy today on?
Where did I come up with that?
Yeah, wow.
Lauren, tell me to say that before. I'm not sure.
Impressive. Cue note cards on screen.
Nothing. I've got nothing. Just popped in my head. Some stuff in my head is crazy, but this is the thing. When we attach to our crazy thoughts, we do things that are bigger and better.
Yeah.
Like Steve Jobs. I'm sure people called him crazy.
Yep.
I'm sure people called Henry Ford crazy. I'm sure people called Oprah Winfrey crazy.
Yeah.
But look at me now, right?
So
You know what? Oh, go
on.
ahead, Dom.
I was just going to double back to Julie's point that once you get in a room with so many creatives, so many people actually doing it, and you start to see, like, let's say somebody has an idea for scaling their business and starting a podcast, or I'm going to write a book. Now you look across the room and say, this person's done it. They've been a published author. They've been a bestseller. They're a syndicated radio host. And you see the bridge from where you are today isn't that far. And then we are filling with workshops and speakers and presenters and networking. So not only is the bridge not that far, you can connect with somebody that might take you by the hand and walk you across that bridge. So I think that's why it's another reason why it's important to be there, besides for Maslow's hierarchy.
Oh shoot, what did I say that? Big nerd alert. And like, just think, honestly, to become best friends with the former national security advisor of the president, which he's going to be coming again. And, he understands the power of mentorship, and those are the kind of people we love. And doing it in a diverse, we're going to be doing this in a more diverse way, understanding everybody's paths. You don't have to look just like Lauren or Dom or me or somebody else. We think so differently, and we're going to be doing a lot of experimentation also in terms of diversity and AI as well, which I really don't. That's why we got to bring the experts on for AI, because that's not my expertise.
No, that's awesome. And that kind of goes back to what Dom was saying earlier, which was that, there's no red velvet rope. And if you're listening to the experts, you also get to meet the experts, and, plenty of opportunities for conversation and potential collabing, which I think makes it super unique. So that's really exciting, and it's only going to get bigger and better each year. So I guess,
can I mention something really cool that we're doing?
Yes.
To Cre8tive Foundation. And one of our attendees last year, her name was Sonia Chan. She was just so into it. And she happens to be on the spectrum, which I know Lauren met her. This is what I love. This is my gift. You don't have to buy, no one has to buy a ticket. You do have to buy a ticket, but this is where I get my payback, is to find these collaborations like Lauren Erickson and Sonia Chan. Lauren, do you want to share your experience? And the Cre8tive Foundation is really a think tank for neurodiversity. So tell us a little bit about your experience in that just random connection that
happened at Cre8tive Con.
Yeah. So Julie was kind enough to introduce me to a woman named Sonia who's on the spectrum, and she very recently started a podcast called On the Spectrum. And we were able to talk and collaborate and do a podcast episode together where, I get to learn a little bit more about her and sort of like how you know, being diagnosed in your 20s can impact your life. And then me growing up with a sibling who was on the spectrum as well. And it's like a conversation that definitely wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for not only Julie's introduction, but also Cre8tive Con. And it's a really great example of just like how creativity and magic can kind of spark, you know, from one little 2-day event. So it's so amazing. Just
How many connections did you guys make? Seriously. And I'm just randomly, because I'm thinking between the two of you,
Mhm.
I mean, just Wayne yesterday, that was
Yeah.
amazing. That would have never happened if we didn't meet, you know?
Yeah.
Probably hundreds or
Mhm.
close to, and these are people that we met, we talked, we shook hands, we might have had a frosty beverage after hours. And so the connection 6 months later or a year later, I feel like I know this person. I trust them. I sit down with them, and they weren't a bot. They weren't trying to quick sell me anything. They were just good, genuine people trying to make a difference and believed in that maybe through the creative process they could make a difference. So I think that's where the communities, what draws the community in together. That tight knit. We have these creative ideas. They're all different, but they're creative. Like Julie said, some people might even say crazy, but when we act on them, then when we percolate, when we work together with other people, wow, we can make some amazing things happen.
I love it. It's like the 3 C's. You got community, creativity, and collaboration, and it's awesome, all packed into 2 days. So the final question that I have is, where can people find more about you and learn more about Cre8tive Con?
Cre8tivecon.com. That's with an 8. And I always say the CRE8, the number 8, TIVE con, CON.com. And it's funny when people say Cre8tive Con to me, it sounds like create a con, like I'm creating convicts or I'm like, okay, well, I can't change it now, but you guys get the idea. And you can't be, as a creative, you can't spell creative with an E. You have to put an 8. So it's CRE8, TIVE con.com. And we're going to be at the Intercontinental Hotel downtown Chicago on the Mag Mile, iconic conference space, 9,000 square feet of space where we're going to explode with creativity. I think Dom and I talked, we're just going to do it. Like we are just going to let people just within parameters of course, but just unleash your creativity. And we're taking pitches. We're doing a speaker call now. I'd love to know your thoughts too about the space and kind of how we're reinventing the second iteration.
There's the website. We're across social media on all the platforms, Facebook and Instagram, always Cre8tive Con with the 8. And we are building communities. Julie hosts a lot of meetups. Lauren's hosting meetups where it isn't all about you having to pay and buy a ticket. We're building communities. Come, maybe you can't be there for some reason. We will be sad. But there are also communities where you can meet these people along the way. And when you meet them at the meetups or in the Facebook groups and things like that, you'll say, no, even though I had something, now I'm going to cancel what I had going on so I could be there in February. And as far to Julie's point about year one, imagine year one, you put something on. I try to do a lot of things for the first time and they don't always go great. So year one went great. Over almost 200 people there. There was workshops galore, 2 days of events and networking. So this year we are looking for more sponsors, more creatives, more speakers, more workshops. Maybe somebody wants to have a booth there. I don't know. Maybe somebody wants to have a dunk tank there.
I
Who
was
knows?
just thinking that, Dom, and I was thinking about you in the dunk tank, actually.
I promise if there is a dunk tank, we will step out of our comfort zones and we will try something new. And
I
that's
would
what
do it. If we have a
that,
dunk tank, if we get over, let's say our goal, whatever goal we make, I'll do the dunk tank.
there you
I'll
go.
run out to my hotel room and like take a shower after, but I'll
So you
do it.
can-
It'd be like an indoor polar plunge since it's like in the dead of February too.
There's a lot of people that want to dunk me, let me tell you.
There you
You're gonna be
go.
throwing that ball.
$1 to dunk. That's how this will make big bucks. $1 to dunk Julie. And you can
And I think we'll probably connect it with all the the charitable stuff we really want to do too. It's not about taking, it's about giving back as a creative, I believe. And, you know, Lauren did an amazing job last year. We just kind of brainwashed her to come and do a workshop and talk about book launches. And here she is.
It's awesome. I had a
Can't
great,
go
just
faster.
even as an attendee, it was just an awesome experience. So I'm so glad that we got to talk about this and people got to learn a little bit more about you. Definitely be sure to follow Dom and Julie. I'll put their stuff in the description down below. But otherwise, that's all I have unless y'all have any final thoughts. Otherwise, we'll wrap things up.
I
No,
want to
thank you,
know. Oh, go ahead, Dom.
Well, I was going to thank Lauren. I was going to wave and all this kind of stuff. No, thank you very much, Lauren. We appreciate you. Hopefully we'll
course.
do some more of these, and hopefully we will see you all soon. Keep sharing your story. What do you got, Julie?
I challenge everybody out here to reach out to one person who thinks that they can benefit from being around IRL in real life creatives, podcasters, publishers, presenters, for those that are interested in AI, those who are neurodiverse, those who don't feel like they fit in the mold of business life today. I challenge you to share this with somebody. We will have some incentives. We will be sending out swag too, because we just started our own swag line. And what I want you to do is recognize you're not alone. It is isolating, but you can do this, and your voice needs to be heard, and you can hear it everywhere in the halls of Cre8tive Con 2025. Excited to see everyone there. Thanks.
Awesome. Very cool. Thank you. We'll see you guys later.